What's poppin', everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering over Arceus Tina, one of the most powerful decks in our format, and I decided to add Aerodactyl just in case we want to pummel down on that Lugia VSTAR deck. That being said, I think I have a really good, strong list here that I'm going to showcase in this video. We're going to go over the strategy, and we're going to go over the gameplay of this deck. If that all sounds great to you, give this video a big like, double check to see if you're subscribed to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you like this deck or not, or let me know what kind of deck you're playing in the Temporal for this metagame. Let's jump into that deck list. So this is what we got going on for Tina today. Tina is going to be all about accelerating those energies to our Tina VSTAR, or to our other various Pokemon that we have in our deck. Remember, we can only accelerate to V Pokemon, and we have a bunch of disruptive cards to really put some pain into our opponent's game plan, and hopefully that slows them down. I think this is a pretty well-rounded list, and it's going to be looking very similar. You may or may not need the Aerodactyl depending on how much Lugia is seeing success at EUIC, Orlando, Indy, whatever tournaments you're going to. But I do think that this deck certainly has enough answers for the metagame right now. This list is available in the description, so you can copy and paste it right into PTCG Live. And if you need any of the cards for this deck, check out our sponsors at Kayfabe and PTCGL Store to make sure that you have all your cards for in real life, sealed, and online needs. Let's jump into the strategy. Kicking things off, we want to go first with an Arceus V and slap on an energy. If we ever go second, we can use Trinity Charge and with a double turbo energy and accelerate those energies to our Pokemon V. We eventually want to evolve into an Arceus VSTAR, use Starbirth for whatever cards we need, whether it's an energy, or if we need to get a switch, or if we need to get anything, and then basically go into a Trinity Nova and accelerate energies to the Pokemon we want to be doing. The only thing that we'd want to change on our second turn is if we went first against a Lugia deck and we use Ancient Star to stop our opponents from having their V-Star. That being said, Aerodactyl V-Star would stop the Lugia V-Star deck almost entirely in its tracks, and that would be our other potential opportunity. In those cases, we're going to be accelerating those energies with Trinity Nova over to a Tina V or a Tina V-Star. That allows us to use Lost Impact for 280 damage, but with the new ace spec that we have, Maximum Belt, we can now hit for 330 damage against Pokemon EX. That's enough to knock out a Charizard EX entirely. Speaking about things that we want to use to knock out Charizard EX, while you can't power up the energies to it, Iron Leaf's EX can definitely take advantage of the energies that you already have in play, use its Rapid Vernier ability, move to the active, and then use Prism Edge to knock out a Charizard EX. There are a handful of powerful Pokemon that are weak to grass in this format, such as Charizard EX, Roaring Moon EX, and Iron Boulder EX, that Iron Leaf's EX should certainly have some type of type advantage. In between all of this, we want to be using our Skwovet plus Bibarel Energy to accelerate our draw, making sure that we're able to draw cards every single turn. On top of that, we want to be playing disruptive cards such as Judge, Iono, and the brand new Eri to either put our opponent's hand into a blender or rip cards away from our opponent's hands. Most of the energies we have are going to be pretty much matching the types of the Pokemon that we have. We do have Jet Energy that functions as our second switch in this deck. Typically an Arceus deck would play a switch and an escape rope, but due to rotation, we've lost escape rope. So if you have a double turbo on an Arceus on the bench, we can slap a Jet Energy on it and it counts as the energy and it counts as the switch, therefore leaving us one more card from Starbirth. There's a lot of really cool things that we could do with a deck like this, including using Radiant Gardevoir to reduce damage done in a mirror match or against a Tina VSTAR deck. In any case, we really want to take this deck out onto the PTCG Live ladder and show you what an Arceus Giratina deck can be doing in this current format. Okay, so we're going to call the coin flip and we're going to call tails. Opponent got heads. Hopefully they don't choose to go first. A lot of decks want to go second. So I'm generally okay with losing the coin flip because I feel we pretty much win it, like, regardless, right? Like, if we win it, we win it. If our opponent wins it, they usually want to go second. And we're just waiting here for our opponent here. So we're going to go first. Exactly what we wanted anyways. Our opponent doesn't know that, I guess. And we just need Arc Energy. We started with Iron Leafs, not necessarily the Pokemon that I wanted to start with. We could always Turo that Pokemon. And we're starting out against a Dialga deck. Probably something else that we don't want to start off with. Let's go ahead here. Search through the deck. We definitely need Arc more than we need Bib. And we're just going to go for Arc V. I'm going to slap a double turbo down. I'm going to get a Tina V down. And I'm going to pass my turn here. In the case where our opponent's like able to attack with like Dialga, like this could be kind of interesting. We'll have to see how it plays out. But I'd like to go Arceus VSTAR, search for a Jet Energy, and maybe a Bidoof, and maybe play Judge. I think that's kind of what I'm looking for, is just like hit our opponent with the turn 2. You're down to shuffled your hand into 4. You can prepare for that. We're ready. We can prepare for that. And I think that's what's kind of interesting about this deck. Now, I'm not sure how the Dialga matchup actually goes. Not necessarily the best matchup in the world, or not necessarily even the worst matchup in the world. It's certainly just something that, like, we want to make sure that, like, we are able to get set up against a Charizard deck. This isn't really the deck that we're trying to play against. Okay, so a lot of what we had is now not existing. Okay. Our VSTAR? Pwah. That's crazy. I think what would be best actually is if we knocked out the Beldum so that their Dialga does not really do too much. I think that might make a lot of sense. So in this case, I'm going to go Nest Ball. Nest Balls, I just want to double check because I know I want Bidoof for sure. We have we have Jets. So this is why instead of having just Switch, we have the Jet Energy. Let's go. We can knock out their Beldum. So let's go ahead, flip the script on this Starbirth. Searching for Boss and searching for a Jet. This is going to shut off their access to Metang's ability, which should put us in a decent spot. I don't like going after like just single prize, like 2 prize card Pokemon or 1 like I want to go after 2 prize card Pokemon if I have the opportunity to. In this case, like, I need to shut off the Beldums. We'll have to knock out another Beldum at some point. But it does put us in a position where we could probably knock out their Dialga next turn. Let's go. Another Tina V goes down here. And we'll go for Trinity Nova, hitting this for the knockouts. And let's go Grass, Psychic, and I'm probably okay to get rid of the Fighting Energy. I'm just going to choose them all to go here. Sweets. So we'll see how they decide to pivot into this. Like, they either manually attach, they put down another Bidoof, they put down something. I could put Bib down, I could put Skwovet down. We are kind of chilling here when it comes down to it. And of course they're going to concede because we're just ready, we're set up. We'll try to play another game here, but that worked out quite well. So we're going to call the coin flip again. It's always the dreaded trying to see if you're going to get what you want, and we do want to go first again, so pretty cool. Would have been nice to show like second with a double turbo energy, but as long as we get Arc with an energy, we are big chillin'. I like this hand a lot. Depends on what we're playing against, depending on how much I like it, but we'll see what our opponents do in here with their hands. And but we got a double turbo energy, we got a Nest Ball for a Bib, we could do a lot of things, and this is what I like about the power of this deck. Okay, it looks like we're playing against a mirror match. In this case, Nest Ball for a Arc, not an Arc, sorry, a Bidoof makes the most sense. And since Radiant Greninja is going to be helpful in either of the matchups, whether they play Tina, it's going to turn their 280 damage to 260. This, to me, seems like it's going to be quite ideal. I also kind of want to Ultra Ball this away, but like we'll decide what we get with our top deck. We can't do anything, so we'll just end our turn. There's no more path to shut this down. So no matter what, it's kind of just stuck in play. And our opponent just has to have a better start, and they're deciding that they're not going to have a better start. Alright, so we're going to call the coin flip. This is one of those videos where I feel like I've been struggling to get games where it's like my opponents have conceded, or I just get turn 1 blasted by some kind of Pokemon. And I'm really hoping that this is the game here. I'm not sure entirely what's going to get included in this video, but I really hope that this is the game. Shout out to Dahmer Editor. And I mean, this is one of those hands where I'm like, yep, that would have been my hand with a Radiant Gardevoir. And you want to know what? Okay, we got Arc, we got an Energy. I feel okay with this. We're going to put down Bidoof. And if we don't top deck Arc, we can Ultra Ball for Arc. So waiting for our opponents. They flip up Iron Crown. Cool. I don't think they're getting the knockout on us turn 1. So let's go Ultra Ball, pitch away this, pitch away this. As much as I kind of like the Aerodactyl in this matchup. So maybe I'll put Aerodactyl down. For these two. Searching my deck for the Arc V. I want the Arc V up in... I think I want it in the active spot just because I don't think our opponent can knock it out. Maybe they could actually... You want to know what? I'm just going to go with the double turbo. I'm going to use the Bidoof as the pivot here. And we'll pass our turn here. So we might get a good game here, y'all. The Aerodactyl V is pretty good in this deck because it is strong against their Iron Hands EX. It is a type advantage. So not only is this a card used against Lugia, it is used against Pokemon that are weak against fighting type. So Aerodactyl has its opportunities to see some amount of success here. And this is a deck that a lot of people are playing on the ladder. If it's grinding your gears, it's grinding mine too. So as long as they have a future booster, they're able to free retreats. And see, I'm not entirely sure what else they have in their hands. And we're just there's another Iron Crown, there's another Iron Hands, a Town Store. Okay, so the Town Store definitely gets them whatever they need. The Town Store could also help us getting whatever we need in order to get, like, max builds, I guess, is really what we play in this deck. Okay, Arvin. They might be going Nest Ball for Mew, EX, and that's what they're going to be using to pivot to draw them some cards. The thing that sucks is no matter what, we're going to have to go after their Miraidon, and that's pretty much it. Slightly better than if they play Miraidon EX. This is definitely a turn. Mew EX, yep, and draw 3 cards with restart. Sweet. They're going to retreat, knock out Bidoof, power up their Iron Hands EX. So that's it's tough to bite into, right? Like, it's not really what we're looking for. But we have some opportunities here. We might actually go after their Mew EX here. That might be a little bit better. So let's go through. We'll double check with Town Store because I don't see a world where we're not going to grab max belts. 240. That has resistance. So I'm probably just going to slap that onto the Aerodactyl. I think we're going to have to unfortunately go for Boss. So yeah, we can't play our Judge because I believe we prized our counter catcher. We're going to have to go Arc V. Search our deck for Starbirth. Searching our deck for Boss's Orders. We do have the fighting. So that's cool at least. I think we need something else, and I think I probably want to end up going for Bidoof, which means I probably want to go for Nest Ball. Because they're probably just going to try to attack us again. I feel kind of okay with this. Actually, you want to know what? I want to go for Aerodactyl because I can't risk this getting knocked out. So let's go Boss here, bring this up, attach for my turn, evolve. And I'm not going to attach the Max Belt because they could just go for Lost Vacuum. And I'm going to go for the knockout. So it allows us to keep up on a 2-2-2 prize trade. On top of being able to just kind of like have a decent answer against their deck. I don't think they're knocking out either of these Pokemon next turn because the most that it looks like they're doing is 160 plus 1, 2. 160 plus 2 is 200. If they do knock something out, we get Counter Catcher, Tina, Judge. Really like some interesting starts. This can also work well with Star Requiem. However, we're just usually going to be using Star Birth. So yeah, Lost Dive definitely is a nice nice answer to some of these Pokemon. 260 is a low amount of HP though, I'm not going to lie. And it's nice that I'm able to use the Aerodactyl VSTAR to some degree over something else. Okay, so there's the Iron Crown. Maybe they'll just attack us with the Miraidon, to be honest. I think that seems something that's reasonable. They draw 3 there. They could be in a pretty good spot, actually. I think they might actually just attack us with the Miraidon, which would be super interesting. Yeah, because there's no benefit of just sending up Iron Hands and getting hits. Maybe there is. Like, I guess we'll see how they decide to tackle this. If I was them, I was definitely attacking with Miraidon this turn. Ah, I see exactly what they're doing here. So they're slowing down the Aerodactyl V. If I could just top deck another boss, it'd be kind of fire. In this case, I think, yeah, that was a solid play for them having the Prime Catcher. We don't have much mobility, but they might not have another boss or way to bring me up, so that'd be really cool. Before doing anything else, I think I'm going to go ahead and put Max Belts onto... I'm probably just going to put it here, to be honest, because that allows us to get whatever knockout we want. Let's go ahead and click Judge. Actually, maybe let's not click Judge. There's a pretty good chance that we just, like, knock out our opponent. I think I don't think they have, like, another boss. I think they would have played a supporter, right? Let's just, like, click these. And as much as I don't like it, let's just go Trinity Nova, knocking out their active. We draw another prize card, and we can go Grass, Psychic, Grass. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Grass, Psychic, and I'm going to go Grass there. That means no matter what, we have 1 energy. If we have an energy, we can attack with either Mon, or we can attack with Aerodactyl. So no matter which way our opponent goes, we should be able to attack next turn. The Max Belt seems kind of hot, but I didn't want to play the Judge, which means I shouldn't have played the Max Belt on the active in general. Looking back on it, I should have maybe kept that Max Belt off 1 more turn. Yeah. So we really have to just knock out 2 more Pokemon. They probably have to go for... I think they're going to have to go for 2 more hits. I just don't know what else they have in this deck. If they aren't able to take a prize card this turn, I think I basically win. If they are able to take a prize card this turn, that's where the game gets a little bit dicey. Well, But either way, I think us having Max Belt with Arc V-Star, that's quite good. Yeah, our opponent's just going to concede because I don't think they were able to draw a prize card that turn. We absolutely take those. As you can see, Arc Tina is quite powerful once the deck sets up, to the point where a lot of your opponents might not even want to play against it. It has a lot of really powerful disruptive cards like Eri, Judge, Iono, and just being able to Starburst for the cards you want is super underrated in this particular format. So if you haven't got a chance to give this deck a try, give this deck a try. Aerodactyl V-Star is more than just a Lugia counter, certainly can be a powerful attacker against decks that are just weak to fighting for the most part, but maybe you'll find your own path when it comes to that card. Again, lists are available in the description. You can support any of our sponsors like Kayfabe by buying sealed singles, whatever, PTCGL store, getting some online code cards, or going to Ultimate Guard. I've been really liking these archives. A lot of these videos I try to show off what I really like. They store all of my Pokemon collection, even some extra sleeves in the back, so it can be quite helpful overall. I really hope that all of you enjoyed watching this video, gave it a like, leave your comments in the comments below, and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you want any more help from me, hit me up for some coaching at metafy.gg/@ZachLassage. I'll catch up with all y'all soon. Peace out and have a great one. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.